What's up, guys? So I know that everyone wants to know about typically skinny guys want to know, oh, how do I bulk? And a lot of the shit I see online is like getting fat, and like that's how you bulk. You just eat as many calories as you can, and you don't really care about the food. You just want to stuff your face. And while that does build muscle, you also get fat, which is kind of, I mean, you might get stronger, but you're not going to look very strong. So I've always been doing lean bulking for the last 2 years, and I don't force feed myself, but I definitely try and get my calories in. And I try and get them in with healthier foods that are typically lower in fat, lower in sugar, all that kind of stuff that are easy to digest, and just don't make you feel like crap. I'll be showing you 3 meals that definitely I've used to gain weight in the past and currently still eat them, as well as some snacks and stuff that I also eat during the day, just to fill in the calories a bit more. So let's get into the first meal. All right, so we're gonna make a yogurt bowl. Honestly, this is probably why I've been able to gain the weight I've been able to gain, especially when I was at school. I was doing just normal vanilla yogurt, but I've switched over to a Greek yogurt just because it has way more protein. And I've always just done strawberries or raspberries. This granola, Cascade Farms, it's probably my favorite. Just simple granola. And then some form of chocolate chip. I typically pick dark chocolate. So I'm gonna put this together. Basically what I do is just chop up the strawberries, put 1 cup of this in, so this whole thing, put around a 1.5 cups to 1.25 cups of oats, 5 strawberries or so, and a handful or so of chocolate chips, and that makes the meal. So I'm gonna build that right now, and I'll show you what it looks like when it's done. So there it is, all put together. Super simple to make. It takes like 1 or 2 minutes. I typically have this as a dessert, but sometimes I do have it as a breakfast item, and it works either way. Has a good amount of calories, good protein, good everything. So definitely a great staple. I probably had a bowl like this every day. So it's definitely super helpful. And it's also tastes good. So all right, so we're gonna be making a sweet potato and broccoli roast with some ground chicken sauteed mixed in with it. And then we're gonna add some spices to the broccoli and sweet potato mix. So first we're gonna preheat the oven to 450. I just do convect bake. So for spices, I typically just use some red crushed pepper, some ground pepper, some garlic powder, or you can actually use real garlic cloves and just mince them. It probably tastes better that way, but I don't have any. Kosher salt or sea salt or any type of salt, and then some olive oil. So I typically cut off the ends. Don't eat those at all. And then I basically just cut into like slices this thick. And then when you have those slices, you basically just quarter them, just like that. You don't want these pieces to be too big. It's better if they're smaller because they'll cook more thoroughly and they'll taste better. If you have a piece too big, the roast is just gonna take way too long. You're gonna burn the broccoli. So something like this size is probably your best bet. All right, so now that all of our vegetables are in, we're gonna start adding in our spices. So you should get something looking like that. Everything's covered in olive oil, has a slight shine to it. Mix. Bruh. And now we're just gonna spread it out. I don't want things to be stacking. I just want everything to be on like the same level. and just try and get it on the parchment paper. I don't have a full sheet, so kind of unfortunate for me. Oven's already heated to 450. Put it in and let it bake for around 30 or so minutes. And then when there's like 10 minutes left of that, start the ground chicken. All right, so the ground chicken is in. I just added some olive oil in, and then salt and pepper. So I just drained the fat from it. All right, so it should be good now. Should look like something like that when it's all good. Yeah, 30 to 40 minutes. And you should be rolling. And now you just take this, mix it with the ground chicken, and you got yourself a meal. So that's the final product. Yeah, really good, really lean, very light, super cheap. Definitely would recommend it. So there we have it. I just put a little Parmesan on top, put some olive oil on it. If you can find chicken sausage, especially with like kale in it, definitely cop it. I found chicken, like especially like ground chicken and stuff, to be one of my favorite meats. Much more than beef and turkey. It has like to me, it has like a more of like a juicy type flavor. Just has more to it than turkey, I find. There's some good sausages, really good sausages, holy shit. And I know my sausages, so. Well, I'm gonna finish this. So going on to snacks, these are just some things I've ate during my 2 years of lifting, and they definitely helped gain weight. So one thing I don't have every day, but I have it at least a couple times a week, is these Land Larry cookies. Each one has 16 grams of protein, 420 calories. So they've always been pretty easy to digest, and they really fill you up, which is great. Another thing is from this company, Kodiak Cakes, these instant muffins. When I was in college, I really only had access to a microwave outside the dining hall, so these things were a lifesaver. This one's a pumpkin one, but they also have a double dark chocolate one that has 14 grams of protein. But yeah, this one has 12 grams of protein, 270 calories, some other good stuff. Definitely filling, definitely a good snack. And you don't have to throw it in the microwave for 1 minute, and you just put like a half a cup of water in it, which is super easy for like a college dorm. Another thing from Kodiak Cakes, they should definitely sponsor this because I'm a huge fan of Kodiak Cakes, is this cinnamon oat, specifically the cinnamon oat flapjack and waffle mix. So by itself, half a cup of this, or sorry, a third of a cup of this has 14 grams of protein and 190 calories. So typically I have 1 cup of mix. So that makes a pancake probably a foot by a foot. So it's really not that bad. So if you times this by 3, you're really getting like 600 calories and nearly 50 grams of protein. If you want to boost up the protein from 14, you just add milk, it goes up to 16. If you add milk and an egg, it goes up to 18. So you could have 1 cup of this mix and nearly have 60 grams of protein and under 700 calories for this flapjack. And they're pretty banger, so definitely check out this if you're for like a morning item. I always have it before like big hikes or big cardio days. It's really great. So also another thing for cereal is oatmeal squares. This is by Quaker. 10 grams of protein per with milk, and that is per 1 cup of cereal. 250 calories. 1 cup of cereal is really not that much, so you tend to have 2 cups of 500 calories, 20 grams of protein. And also, obviously, I have a bunch of fruits. My go-tos are definitely bananas, strawberries, raspberries, stuff like that.